this away. That was bad. Let's have a little talk. Hello. Hi. I don't know what I recorded this video already. I discovered that my camera has been on a 3 times digital zoom specifically when shooting videos, which means it's been incredibly difficult to focus and stuff like that. So I'm super hyper paranoid about it right now. And we're hoping that's good, right? I mean, really, it's so bad. It was so bad. I bought a wide-angle lens to try to fix it. That's what this is on, but it just didn't seem to work because it was zoomed in 3 times. But it's fine now. It's crazy that how many videos I have filmed like that now. I don't know how many actually, but it seems like it must have been a lot. Oh, it's so embarrassing. Oh gosh. Anyways, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. We're here to talk about. We're here to talk about us. Like what the fetch? We're a video on this channel. I mean, there was a video last month. We're going to talk about that. First, we need to talk about death, probably, and life. Life and death. I think we need to talk about those things first. Okay. Back in, I want to say, yeah, December. Back in December, I turned 26. And like most birthdays, I didn't really want to make a fuss about it. I didn't want to think about it. I went to work and spent time with Allison, you know? No big fuss. Don't really want to fuss for a birthday. Not really interested in it. But that day was a very bad day. And not because anything bad happened, but because I had a thought that day. And the thought was 10 years ago, you were 16 years old. And to extend off of that, I thought, what would 16-year-old you think about 26-year-old you? That was a difficult concept for me to grasp, to hold on to. I don't like it. Not that I think 16-year-old me would be disappointed in my life now. In fact, I think most of the things that I'm doing aren't that different from what I did as a 16-year-old, which sounds really irresponsible and stupid and like I haven't grown at all, which it's arguable. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Basically, it seemed like, you know, I was married to I'm married to Allison. I am married to Allison. 16-year-old me, that would be a very strange concept, but it's just a weird concept to think about getting married as a 16-year-old anyways. At least for me it was. I just was so opposed to growing up that dating was out of the question, let alone thinking about marriage. I wasn't thinking about any of that. So that's a strange concept, but it was fine. Like that's okay. And one of, if not the most important thing in my life is Allison. So great. What about a degree in psychology? Not really a direction I thought I would go, and the fact that I don't really have a career in it, that might be troubling to young Sean. And I think that's where the crux of it, because like, you know, doing all these podcasts, making all these videos, doing streams with Corby, playing guitar, like spending time with family, spending time with my friends who are still around, a bunch of them, you know, that's all good. That's all what Sean probably would have wanted. But the thing that really got me kind of stuck up was like this idea that I'd been working at the UPS store, which is a minimum page, I mean, not a minimum wage, but like a part-time job for the past 5 years. And I think Sean, 16-year-old Sean, didn't really understand what expectations were coming, and 20 to 25-year-old Sean still doesn't really understand those things either. But though that's probably one of the biggest struggles, is like the idea that I'm letting myself down, I'm letting other people down. And so it was frightening to think, oh, what if I haven't really gotten anywhere? But I dug deeper than that. And I talked about it with Corby and with Allison, and I talked about it with different people to try to figure out different angles to approach it with. And what I eventually realized is that, yes, I was asking this question, reflecting back, thinking how I would think forward, whatever. But part of the problem, or the main problem, really was I was essentially mourning the loss of who I was. Because I think 16 was an important age for me. It was an important age for me because it's probably when I really started feeling, even though I did everything to fight against the idea of adulthood and growing up, it's probably when I started feeling like, oh, people are taking me like, they're treating me like an adult now. And it's when I started being able to make my own choices a lot more and stuff like that. And so the idea that it's been so long since then, and I've lost that part of my life. I'm no longer between like a teenager to a young, like early 20-year-old. Like that's gone. That's something that I'll never be able to experience ever again. And I realized that this is going to sound weird. I had thought that I had come to terms with my own death. This may seem like a tangent. I truly believed that, though. Because of all those years I went through feeling very depressed, I faced the idea of my own death every single day. And I had learned to accept the idea, but more importantly, and if you watch Spice Nugs, I think it's in the season, between semester 3 and 4, you can see like this kind of happen, this shift as I go through therapy and stuff, that I had realized I can accept my death and the idea that I will die, but I don't have to want it yet. And in fact, I don't want it yet. And that was a very big deal. That was really important to me. And so for some stupid reason, I think I'd come to the conclusion that I no longer needed to grapple with the concept of my own death, which Allison helped point this out, eliminates the whole point of what an existential crisis is. The whole point of existentialism is it's so big we can't grasp it. We can't hold it down. We're always going to be a little afraid of it, no matter what angle or spin we put on it. Whether we think every single thing that happens every single day matters or nothing at all matters, we have to grapple with the idea of death. And I thought I'd solved it. And I think this made me like, I looked at this and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm mourning the death. I'm mourning my death. I'm mourning the death of an old me, the passage of time. And that's really what left me so out of funk that day and that week and whatever. The idea that I had lost that. And not to say I regret. Because, well, I mean, I do. There's regrets. Sure, there's always regrets. That's the thing. That's something else I've had to come to learn, right? There's always regrets in life. There's so many people that say, oh, you got to live with no regrets. You got to just do. And sure, whatever. That's a great thing to say. But I think no matter what, if you commit to anything in your life, a part of you will regret that you didn't commit to something else. So I have regrets. That's okay. I'm okay with regrets. But more importantly, I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with my emotional growth. I'm happy with my spiritual growth. I'm happy with my ability, my social growth, my ability to grow closer to those that matter to me and to focus on the values that matter to me. Ooh, there's the transition I was looking for. Okay. This is how this connects. Okay. This is how this connects to this video and the video I made last month or 2 months ago now in January. Okay. Because out of nowhere, I drop a video. And if you're on this channel, you probably already know this, but I've made a goal this year and I've already kind of failed the goal, but we'll talk about that. But like, okay, we'll back up a little bit. At the beginning of January, end of December, beginning of January, I was sick for a full week. And I was off work, just playing video games. just doing whatever. And I was completely at peace that week. I was totally fine not having to go to work. Oh, piss. Okay, I don't know what that was. It just stopped recording for some reason. Anyways, uh, yeah, beginning of this month, I, or at beginning of January, I got sick for a week. I was totally fine missing work. And it made me reflect because you spend so much time in work, and I was like, that kind of sucks. Like I want to be happier with where I'm at most of the time. Granted, a part of me is like, I just want a job that I can just like, I don't have to think about when I get home. I don't have to accept very much responsibility. Part of me is kind of like that, you know? And the UPS store works really well in that case. But a part of me is like, I want to be able to be happier with where I'm at. And it frustrated me that I could be sick for a week and be happier than I am most days, right? Just by missing work, just by not being where I usually am. That weekend in the shower, I was showering. Isn't that great? And I had a thought that was like, you need to make a goal for this year. And that frightened me. I haven't made yearly goals. I haven't made New Year's resolutions since I was a teenager, probably 15 or 14. Because it's the same thing as everybody else, because of the same exact reason, right? You make a goal and then by February you're not doing it anymore. It's the exact same reason. And so I had to reflect and be like, okay, if I'm going to make a goal, what are we going to do? So what will make me happier about this coming year? What will make me happier about this portion of my life? What will make me not look back and regret this? What will make me be happier day to day, even working where I'm at or whatever, you know? And the answer and the value that I fell upon was creativity. So the idea came, I'm going to do something creative every single day for the entire year. Now I kept that definition. Wow. I kept that definition intentionally very, very vague because I wanted to make anything count, just about anything count as creativity. So I can play guitar for a full hour and just do an hour jam session by myself or with someone. That's creative. That's great. I can go stream with Corby. That's performative. That's creative. I can make a video like this. I can write a story or a portion of story. That's great. But also at the same time, I can write a single sentence. I can write one sentence and that counts. I can go on a walk and listen to music and that counts. The only things I said didn't count were first, watching YouTube. Just any watching YouTube or movies, anything like that. Watching media or social media. And then number two, playing video games by myself. Again, streaming, I was like, cool, that's fine, because that's performative. I'm performing, I'm with Corby, we're doing stuff. What I wanted to do was create a second hitting goal where I replaced time I spent on YouTube and with video games doing creative things. And I didn't want that to make that the goal, because then I probably would end up not doing it. It's been going pretty dang well. I have missed a couple of days, I think. It's getting a little blurry, but I have been much more intentional about being creative. And as you can see, I'm making this video. I made that video back in January. I'm streaming almost once a week with Corby. We made the makeup video with Clay and those guys. And I've been playing so much guitar. I just finished writing a song with Nikki. I'm doing a lot. And it's been really interesting to track the progress and think about how it's all going. Because the main goal in my mind, and I've got different projects I've been thinking about that are bigger. But the main goal in my mind was, if I can be more consistent in creativity in small ways, even if it's just one thing a day, like one tiny, tiny moment in a day, writing a 3-sentence haiku, then overall that will lead to a greater creative project later on. That was the idea. And I've got those starting to bubble around. It's been very interesting to see. So now let's talk about why I don't think I've already failed, even though I've probably already missed a couple of days. And this came to me literally this morning. I realized this morning. Because I think ordinarily in the past, had I failed the goal, had I said, I will do this every single day for this year, and then missed a day, I would have just given up. I would have said, ah, well, bummer. I sucked it up. Oh well, that's too bad. But I didn't do that. And I think the reason that is because I'm not, I've changed the value in my mind. Okay, so initially, as a teenager, the value I was putting was the idea that consistency was the value. Doing the thing every single day is what mattered. If I didn't do it every single day, I have failed. But this time, the value is not consistency. Consistency is the vehicle to get to the value, which is creativity. So even if I miss a couple of times, as long as I keep trying and I put in some consistency, that will be the vehicle to get me to what I'm valuing. And I think that that idea really opens something up for me. I think we trick ourselves into valuing the wrong things a lot of times. We try to value consistency or hard work, right? Which are good things to value. I'm not saying those aren't good values, and those are things to work on, certainly. But I think we get stuck on those things instead of what we're really trying to get, which can be creativity, or it can be like my family. I'm consistently working because I want to support myself and Allison, right? That's what I'm the job, the consistent job, the hard work there is the vehicle to get me to that value. Okay, the camera's about to die, but I think that's about it. Look for more videos coming. I'm going to keep toying around with like guitar stuff because that's something that I've kept very close to myself. But I feel like this year, since I've made this goal, it seems like a good time to start trying to do that more. And this channel is the perfect place to do it. So I'm going to be posting more guitar stuffs here if you care. You know, if you're watching this video, you probably care a little bit about me. So yeah, hopefully some more cool stuff will start popping up here. And yeah, if you want to make something with me, honestly, reach out. I'm interested in trying to do new things, interesting things. I've made this video 3 months late, so obviously I'm not too worried about time frame either. But like, I just want to just do things. You know, that's what it comes down to. So, let's play us out, Sean. Yeah.